High in a tree, in a cozy hole, lived Morry Bee. He was gray and old. In his youth, he was taught the laws, and with tests his faith grew strong. Wise and humble, this bee became, then from the wind his instructions came. There is a land in a faraway place, where I am leading my people. This land will flow with honey, so lead the bees who are able. Morry knew it was prophesied that this day would come, so he jumped up and took flight. His journey had begun. So to our chosen hive flew our chosen bee, brought by the strong winds under his wings. Then with the sunrise, Morry arrived, and he said to himself, "What a terrible sight." Morry saw the bees were under attack, being sprayed for this and sprayed for that. This poison sprayed has made a change, and now these bees are not the same. Their mind is altered and their dance is off, non-stop working round the clock. These bees are smoke silly and about to die, while people come in and take from their hive. Morry Bee cleared his throat to shout, "If things don't change, you'll die, no doubt." Silence filled the box hive. The brood was in a shiver. Then out of the shadow spoke the queen. We're finally being delivered. Morry spoke to the queen. "As the queen, you know the law, and you have read the prophetic letters. You know the time has come to leave. It's time to cross the borders." The queen replied, "Yes, Morry Bee, I've read the letters and I know the laws, but in the state these bees are in, they won't get past the yard." Morry went to the queen, leading her to her chamber. He said, "I have been given a plan from our Creator, and in Him we must rely. We must obey the letters we were given so that we can all survive. We'll teach them the laws and wait for the breeze. We'll make sure they're strong and ready to leave." The queen heard him, and together made a plan. Then she gathered up the colony and gave the command. She said to the swarm, "All bees, young and old, you're going on a quest. To do the task ahead of us, we must be at our best. There is a land in a faraway place that we will surely thrive in. This land will flow with honey as we are law-abiding. To this land will come Yas people, who it's been promised to. For them you will perform your task of pollinating their food. For the bees who know the law, you must help teach the others, and keep the children from the spray. We must help keep them covered." The bees agreed and obeyed the queen's decree. So they gathered the young and the learning began. They had now started their training. The bees lined up and took their place. Then down came the queen's killer bee, Chief Bates. He said to the students, "We all have jobs, both big and small, from keeping the hive to pollen halls. In different sections are different stages, different jobs for different ages. One job no less than the other. We use teamwork to provide for each other." He said to the workers, "With all you gather, bring to the hive. Take your share and the rest divide. To all the builders, you must be supporters, to build our walls in the proper order." The bees heard Chief Bates. They learned the laws and were ready to apply them. So they waited for Yah to send the wind that they were going to fly in. Early in the morning, Morry arose. "The wind has come. It's time to go," Morry said to the bees. "This wind we have is truly a gift. This force will carry us on our trip." The bees left. They started their journey. They flew all night and through the morning. This distance travel was never done by bees. They were gliding in the wind, carried by the breeze. They flew across forests, valleys, and mountains. They drank from the rivers and earth's natural fountains. They were going strong, moving along. The time of their arrival wouldn't be long. After a while, the wind let up, allowing them to rest. Morry said to the bees, "We're going on that boat. Crossing the ocean is up next," Morry announced. "Everyone restock your baskets. We're getting ready to leave. Go to the fields, fill them up, then meet me in this tree." The bees did all they were told. They packed and ready to go. They saw some flowers and signed some totes stacked inside the boat. Morry yelled, "Everyone find a tote and hang on for the ride. Come on, everybody, it's time to fly." So the bees flew over and sat on top, and on top they stayed till the water was crossed. When the boat reached land, the bees again took up flight. Morry said, "We'll be there by the morning if we fly through the night." The morning came and they all arrived. They stared in awe and watched the sunrise. Then Morry yelled at the top of his lungs, "We made it to the promised land!" Then they sang and praised and did their dance. They picked a spot to build their hive. They lived there, thrived, and multiplied. They did their jobs and performed their tasks. Then came Yah's chosen people, shouting free at last.